News 10, first at 5.
Talked to the fire marshals and the police officer and the medical examiner. Then it became real.
That is the daughter of the woman killed in a house fire last night in Lansing. Tonight, the family says she died trying to save her 2 grandsons. News 10's Maureen Halliday spoke with the family today. She joins us live in Lansing with the story.
And the family is obviously devastated by their loss, especially when they heard how the woman and the 2 boys were found.
Yes, they told me that she got them into the bathtub and turned the water on and held them, and she was trying to keep the fire away from them. She was trying to save them because they couldn't get out the door.
Around 11:45 Thursday night, Lansing firefighters were called to this house on Elizabeth Street. They found a 53-year-old woman and 2 young boys, ages 8 and 4 years old, dead inside the home.
Crews arrived. We had heavy fire coming from the front side of the house along with the side window.
I was in disbelief. I was in shock. I said, this can't be happening. Until I came here. And then I seen it.
Heartbroken family members walked the property looking at the damage.
I just remember us just being here and, you know, my kids playing with their cousins and we just hanging out and laughing. And we just remember that and we take that with us. And that's what we remember, her sayings, their sayings, them playing and being kids.
But even those memories can't blunt the pain of their loss.
Oh yeah, she made sure her grandkids were taken care of. Yeah, she always had them, so it's really so sad and so surreal that all this is happening. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
Fire investigators tell us that at this time there's no evidence indicating the fire was intentionally set. Live in Lansing, Maureen Halliday, News 10.
All right, Maureen, thank you. We will keep you updated on the investigation, and we'll let you know when the cause of that fire has been determined.
Abiana Williams is due in court this morning for a probable cause hearing. Police say that she burned this house down belonging to her boyfriend's mom. That woman, Melissa Weston, and her 2 grandchildren were inside the house at the time and died. Williams is charged with 3 counts of murder and 3 counts of arson. In the police affidavit, a friend of Williams told police that she was angry at her boyfriend because she thought he was cheating on her. You're now looking at images from the morning after the house fire. It happened right here on Elizabeth Street on the east side of Lansing. Court records say that Williams sent a text to her boyfriend that said, quote, "I'm outside your mom's house. I hope your mom likes being burned alive," end quote. Court records also say that a woman matching the description of Williams was seen borrowing a lighter from a neighbor on Elizabeth Street before the fire was set. In Lansing this morning, I'm Spencer Soitcher.
I always told him to leave her. I never thought she was coming after my mom.
Tonight we have exclusive new video and we're learning more about the woman Lansing police say is responsible for killing a grandmother and her 2 grandchildren. It is our top story tonight at 6. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sherry Jones.
And I'm Lauren Thompson. 21-year-old Abiana Williams is in custody, charged with 3 counts of murder and arson. Lansing police say she set a house on fire on Elizabeth Street earlier this month. A woman and her 2 young grandchildren were trapped inside while that home burned.
We do want to warn you that the video you're about to see that was shared with 6 News by Mike Collier, who is the son and uncle of the victims, is graphic and disturbing.
Our Kira Lake spoke with Collier earlier today. She's here for you now, as he says he's in shock from what happened to his mother and 2 nephews.
She's always done that. Like, she's always threatened my family all the time about doing that.
But Collier says he never thought Abiana Williams would act on her threats and be this violent.
Not even a little bit.
Until September 3rd, the night of the fire. And now he says his family is devastated.
She was a whole different character as a grandmother. It made her, like, better. Like, I loved it. Why did you do that? What made you go take 3 innocent lives?
But along with telling us about the threats made by Williams, Collier showed us a video. He says it shows Williams getting violent with his brother earlier this year, and that this happened after Williams assumed his brother was cheating on her.
Well, right here, they're just arguing, and she has a knife in her hand, down by her side. And she raises it like this. My brother grabs her by her underarm and slams her and takes the knife, as you can see him pull it from her hand.
And he says this wasn't the first time something like this has happened.
She's busted out windows that I'd had to repair for them just because it's my brother.
And Collier says he knew Williams was responsible for the house fire. The night the fire happened, he says he saw the messages Williams sent to his brother about burning his mother alive. Collier says the threats made this time were because Williams again thought his brother was cheating.
I feel better knowing that there's actual justice being served for that, because in the beginning it was just going to be considered an accidental fire. And I'm glad everything worked out the way it did for my mom and my nephews.
In Lansing, Kiera Lake, 6 News.
Collier says he will always remember how loving his mother was, and that the boys were also loving, smart, and funny. We did reach out to the mother of Abiana Williams to talk with her about her daughter, but she did not get back to us before this story aired. Tonight, the parents of the woman in jail accused of setting a fire that killed 3 people say she's innocent and that there's more to the story. And that is our top story tonight at 6. I'm Sherry Jones.
And I'm Lauren Thompson. Right now, 21-year-old Abiana Williams is in jail after police and prosecutors say she killed 2 children and their grandmother after starting a house on fire.
But Williams' mothers say their daughter is autistic and that she suffers from multiple emotional disorders and is not capable of committing such a crime.
Kara Hay is here for you now live in our studio. Kara, why is the family speaking out now?
Well, they reached out to 6 News on Monday after we aired a story where the victim's son describes Abiana as violent, and we even showed a video of her threatening someone with what appeared to be a knife. But today, her mom say there's more to that video and to that story. But I must warn you, the video can be hard to watch.
This is the video we showed on Monday of Abiana Williams holding what a witness says was a knife. But Williams' mother says
that is not a knife in her hand.
Instead, Adrika Blackman says it's a large can of mace she gave her daughter for protection because she claims her daughter wasn't the violent one, but a victim of abuse. And that's not the only thing Blackman says people have wrong about her firstborn.
She's not the type of person that could ever do this, ever.
Abiana is accused of intentionally setting a house on fire knowing someone was inside. Initially, the fire on Elizabeth Street that claimed the lives of 3 people was deemed accidental until police recovered messages allegedly from Abiana saying, "I hope your mom likes to be burned alive," and video and testimony placing Williams at the home on that day. But Blackman says there's no proof her daughter is the one who sent the message and believes she's innocent.
Do you believe that she set that fire?
And so does McKinley, the boyfriend who lost his mother and nephews in the fire.
I feel for those children that lost their life. I feel for Melissa deeply. But at the end of the day, I am her mother, and I know she didn't do it.
Now, Abiana Williams is currently in jail facing 3 counts of murder and 3 counts of first-degree arson. She's due back in court tomorrow. Here for you in studio, Kiera Hay, 6.
An Ingham County judge handed down the punishment today to Abiana Williams. During her trial, testimony revealed Williams threw a brick through the home of her boyfriend's mother, 53-year-old Melissa Weston, then set the house on fire. Weston and her 2 young grandchildren died in that fire. This happened back in September of 2020 on Elizabeth Street in Lansing.